Hello, everyone. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Having a roof over our head is a basic necessity that some people in Los Angeles don't have. To help alleviate the homelessness crisis in the district she represents, Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez welcomed unhoused families and individuals to their new homes in Hill Haven, a permanent supportive housing facility in Council District 7. Let's take a look.
I'm sorry. Until they gave me the keys, and then I was like, this is real. It's overwhelming, the feelings you feel and everything you go through. I was out here 5 years.
Welcome home. This morning we're helping families that have been newly moved into Haven Hill, which is a permanent supportive housing facility in my district. 31 of the 34 units are now occupied by families and individuals that are both from the local community, but also those that have been experiencing homelessness in the area. And so we're helping to introduce them and welcome them home with some of the much needed support and resources that they need to make sure the transition is seamless.
Yeah, it's all about them, really.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them,
Yeah.
but it's just like every day I wake up like, oh my God, I got a roof over my head.
Many of the people who are residents here were homeless here in the community. So to see them move indoors and be able to live in permanent housing in their community is very exciting.
This facility represents the 500th unit that I've created since taking office, and I'm just really proud to see the progress that we're making. It's still not fast enough, and it's a reminder of how important it is for all levels of government to be involved in helping to be part of the solution.
This is a building that we purchased under Project Home Key, and we're providing the management and the services for it.
I went 3 days without eating many times. I wish that more people would take the time just to realize people like us that were out there, we're not a disease. You know, everybody's a paycheck away from being homeless. I don't care what they think. I think the more you appreciate things and the more you have like a kindness in your heart towards other human beings, we're all gonna be okay. It's just that transition between it, whether you make it or not. You know, some people give up. People like them, they give us hope.
At Channel 35, we love sharing stories about people who find ways to give back to the community where they grew up. This includes world-renowned artist will.i.am, who grew up in Estrada Courts. He's part of the partnership that, alongside the LA Housing Authority, is bringing fast and free internet to the residents of this part of the city. Check it out.
Today, this press conference was about the launch of WeLink services here at Estrada Courts. WeLink is providing fast and no cost, meaning free, internet for residents here at Estrada Courts. It's a partnership with the I Am Angel Foundation, led by will.i.am, as well as WeLink, HACLA, our housing authority for the city of Los Angeles, and Microsoft. So we're really excited today to launch this service.
You know, a lot of these communities, they're historically been very overlooked in terms of getting access to, you know, really great connectivity. For us, it was just important. You know, Will became a close advisor to WeLink, and we talked about how can we collaborate to kind of work on some of the issues that we both care about a lot. And we just thought it was really important that just because someone can afford the fastest tier of internet, that they still had access to it. And so by partnering with the school, by partnering with HACLA, it made it kind of seamless and quick for us to go build the network. And then obviously Will, with his influence in the community and his desire to kind of give back to the neighborhood he grew up in, made it all happen very quickly.
We saw firsthand during COVID that people fell behind because they didn't have access to high-speed internet to learn from. And connectivity is a human right, it's not a luxury. And so we bridged that, providing no-cost internet for the projects Estrada Courts, where I'm from, where my foundation was started from. And now with the partnership with LAUSD, we serve just over 12,000 students in LA with robotic skill sets. And so for these kids to bridge the digital divide and apply themselves to solve tomorrow's problem with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics skill set, STEM, they need connectivity.
It takes a village to make this happen, so it's definitely a collaborative approach, including our school district, including the state, including the county. We all have to work together to make this happen.
Did you know that over 60% of the residents of Council District 1 are renters? In order to keep them informed and protected, the Pico Union Project, along with Council member Eunices Hernandez, held a tenants' rights workshop, which included distribution of food. Information is power, and thanks to this event, the community of CD1 will have resources that help them thrive.
Today we're having a tenants' rights workshop and a resource fair and a food distribution at the Pico Union Project here in CD1. We're here because yesterday we passed a series of tenant protections, and we want to be able to share that information with the tenants in our district. CD1 is over 60% renters, and so we want to make sure that they have access to that information, to their rights, and to other city departments that they might need support with, like the Department of Civil Rights or the Department of Aging as well.
There is a very high need for these community events, especially again because the tenant protections are ending, and so it is crucial that we provide this information to as many tenants as possible. So it's great to have this opportunity to have other partner organizations, to have the resource fair and provide information. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for both partner organizations, but most importantly for the community, of course, so that they can have this information and take it and share it on their end as well.
We'll be distributing about 20,000 pounds of fresh produce. We will also be providing vaccines and resources for housing or housing insecurity, food insecurity, health insecurity, provided by dozens of community service providers in CD1 and the City of Los Angeles. This community has abundant grace and joy. What they don't have is access to resources, and we are grateful to be able to provide resources for this community that is such a wonderful group of people who need these opportunities.
This event is really important because a lot of people in our community don't always understand the role that the city plays in their everyday lives. Also recognizing that a lot of the departments that are represented here have a lot of their information online, right? So to be able to talk to a person in real life, to ask questions, to have them speak your own language is a really great way to be able to access and remind them that the city is really here for the people. I think the importance above anything else is recognizing that a lot of folks in our community are lower income, a lot of them immigrants or of immigrant descent, and recognizing that we have very particular needs that need to be addressed. So being able to share information, build trust amongst the city resources, and also again reminding them that Council Member Hernandez is really dedicated to really early on in her tenure build these relationships so that we can have a happy, healthy CD1.
If you want to access tenant resources and learn about other assistance the Pico Union Project provides, visit picounionproject.org. The LA Sanitation Department introduces new recycling initiatives, and utility bill assistance continues for eligible Angelenos. These stories up next on City Beat.
In an effort to keep organic waste out of landfills and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, place food scraps and food soiled paper along with yard waste in the green bin. The City of Los Angeles will pick up the green bin weekly, and the collection day will remain the same. To help get started recycling food scraps, the LA Sanitation and Environment Department is offering a free kitchen pail to City of Los Angeles residents. The pails are available for pre-registered pickup at participating distribution sites, 1 pail per household, while supplies last. Log on to lacitysand.org for more information. The Los Angeles Department of Water and Power recently distributed $85 million in utility bill assistance funds to eligible residential customers. The funds were part of the city's efforts to continue to help Angelenos catch up on their unpaid past due electricity and city sanitation bills. The funds were credited to the utility accounts of eligible customers by LADWP. Recognizing the financial impacts of the pandemic, this relief is the result of LADWP's aggressive pursuit and implementation of every resource available to assist its customers. According to Mayor Karen Bass, as Angelenos continue to feel the economic fallout of the pandemic, this critical relief will help people keep the lights on, put food on the table, and pay the rent.
Our city leaders continue sharing their 2023 plans to best serve the community they represent. Councilmember Nithya Raman from CD4 is determined to continue focusing on the most pressing matters in her district, like decreasing the number of unhoused individuals, safety for parkgoers, as well as climate legislation.
After an incredibly exciting year of hard work and strong achievements in 2022, I am so excited to see what's up ahead in 2023. Our biggest goal will continue to be homelessness. After years of double-digit increases in our district in homelessness, in our first year in office, I saw a 7% decrease in unsheltered homelessness. At the end of last year, in fact, a couple of days after Christmas, we were able to open up a new interim housing facility in our district, making 140 new beds available to residents experiencing homelessness in Council District 4. We want to build safer streets in the district. We've started to make big improvements in improving safety for bicyclists and pedestrians who are users of Griffith Park. And finally, we've done a lot of work on climate legislation. This coming year, we just passed a new air quality management plan, and we're looking ahead to rules that can improve emissions from places like the port and for the new rail yards that are coming in. In this new year, I want to continue with our focus as we look at any transit investment. I want to look at safety, I want to look at accessibility, and I want to make sure that the investments that we're making are going to help us cut carbon emissions going forward. We saw incredible rains over the past few days and past few weeks, and we're going to see more periods of rain ahead. In our hillside communities in particular, we're facing debris, we're facing roads giving out, and new infrastructure projects that will have to be addressed. This winter, I want to make sure that our council district is really making sure that we're making repairs and investments that we need, not just to fix what went wrong during this set of rains, but to make sure the district is more resilient going forward to the next set of rains. Council District 4 is home to a number of beautiful parks, most famous and the largest among them being Griffith Park. We've worked really hard with our state and federal partners to generate more resources for those parks to make sure those facilities are kept in great condition for our residents. We got a $4 million grant from the state thanks to our partnership with Assemblymember Laura Friedman for making transportation investments in Griffith Park that will make it safer for people to use it, especially people who are on bikes and who are on foot. We also got millions of dollars from our federal partners through congressional appropriations packages that are going to create improvements in parks throughout the district, including at Beeman Park, in Sherman Oaks, and many, many more. If you want to reach our office, you can find us at our website, cd4.lacity.gov, or you can call our office at 213-473-7004. We are here to serve you, and we couldn't be more excited to serve our constituents.
Stick around to hear about the 2023 goals Councilmember Curran Price envisions for CD9. Did you know that on January 13th of 1847, an agreement was made to end the fighting of the Mexican-American War in California? The historical signing of the Treaty on the Campo de Cahuenga was reenacted again this year with actors in full traditional gear. Channel 35 was in attendance to document this historic moment for our city. Check it out.
Today we're here to celebrate the 176th anniversary of the Treaty of Cahuenga that was signed right here, and that was the treaty by which California became American. So this property that we're standing on right now truly is one of the most historic spots in the entire western United States.
We have reenactment actors here showing us what that signing of that treaty looked like.
I offer you a place in America to enjoy the freedom, independence, and prosperity this great nation.
Some people see it as the birthplace of California.
John C. Fremont met Andres Pico to turn California over to the United States. It's a part of our history a lot of people don't necessarily understand or even know about. Here we are across the street from Universal Studios, and so many people don't even know it.
Los Angeles too often loses sight of its own history. We erase ourselves and start over again very quickly. When you come to a spot like this, you realize that we're all part of a very long chain of history. This spot was a Tongva village for thousands of years before the first Europeans set foot here.
This was the place where the dream of having the United States from sea to shining sea actually came true on this spot 176 years ago.
Before, this was only open twice a month. Now we're open twice a week, and looking forward to being open more.
Having no clouds in sight, the 9th annual Port of Los Angeles Lunar New Year Festival attracted big crowds. With many fun activities for kids, a petting zoo, and lots of different local businesses, people came together to usher in the Year of the Rabbit.
Today is the 9th annual Port of Los Angeles Lunar New Year Festival. We're returning after a 3-year hiatus. The crowd is huge and we're very excited. We also have some of our local businesses here, such as the Buttery Popcorn Company, Sirens Coffee, and our Super Churros food trailer. LA City Voters are here. We have face painting and arts and crafts. We also have a petting zoo here that represents the zodiac, so we have pigs and rabbits and goats and sheep.
Today we're here celebrating the Year of the Rabbit. Today's the Year of the Rabbit. I don't know exactly what the Year of the Rabbit means.
It's a very gentle year. It's very compassionate and humble, much different from last year with the tiger, which came in with a roar.
It fills my heart because I just love connecting with people I've never met, and just the energy of everything. It feels like, I hate to say this, like normal life again. It's just really nice to be around people that, are different, and we can all find a common ground. I just love it. It's great.
We live in Long Beach, but it was really great to come here and see a whole bunch of celebration with a bunch of other Asian and Pacific Islander cultures, and I get to show our kids their dances and all that stuff. Everyone here is very kind and nice and respectful, like to celebrate the Lunar New Year.
Visit us at lawaterfront.org for more information on events.
For Councilmember Curran Price, looking ahead into 2023 means continuing the work from the past years. As a representative for Council District 9, he hopes projects that have been years in the making come to fruition and new ones help decrease homelessness and drive economic development. Let's take a look.
We want to create an atmosphere of equity, of engagement, and involvement. Well, we're going to be working hard on things we've been working on for the past several years. Certainly economic development is a big deal with jobs, but we're really focusing on homelessness. We're going to be working on providing additional affordable housing, but also special needs housing, both temporary and permanent supportive housing to support our population. We're excited about a number of projects that we have, specific projects. King Solomon Village on Slauson Avenue is going to be up and running. It's going to be providing over 100 beds. The De La Huerta is another exciting project that's utilizing containers. Hope on Broadway, another project. Again, these are projects that have been years in planning. They're going to be coming to fruition this year, and I'm very, very excited about it. In addition to that, of course, we have issues around our parks and our open space. And so I'm excited that we've got 3 new parks that will be coming online. Slauson Connect is certainly our most ambitious project right there on Slauson between Normandy and Budalong. It's going to be an interactive learning center that's going to provide resources for young and old. Another project coming online at Figueroa and Slauson. It's a Bill Green Memorial Park. This is significant because this was an old DWP site that had been vacant for almost 60 years. And then finally, we've got the NL Woods Park at 87th and McKinley. Some walking space, very well landscaped, opportunity for folks to do exercise. Again, providing opportunities for our young people and our seniors. So these parks are going to be very, very important. It's important that we work as a group, as a collective group, keeping our community clean. So we want to take responsibility for that. But we're also working closely with our sanitation department. We've got several nonprofits that we work with, CRCD, Conservation Corps, supplementing the resources that are available. And we've established a CD9 Clean and Green crew, if you will. And so we're going to continue providing services over and above. We know that our constituents deserve it. We know that there's a great need, and we have to work in a collaborative way. We're just excited about the museums that exist in Expo Park. We've seen a real expansion almost in all of them. African American Museum is talking about expansion. The Air and Space Museum is making plans to expand. And of course, the Lucas Museum is coming online, and we hope to see it open next year. The Natural History Museum is also undergoing some renovation. So we're working closely again with our youth organizations, community organizations, getting them to come to the park, getting them to come to and take advantage of these resources. Even the Coliseum is now open in a way that hasn't been in the past. It's a matter of making folks aware that these resources are available and support the institutions that are free to use, and they are there for their enjoyment. So I'm going to be working hard, making sure that equity is a part of the discussion we have in all of our legislation, for example, that there is clear equity in the way that our departments operate, in the way they communicate. So I'll be working closely with my colleagues, making sure that the issues and concerns that they want to advance have a chance. We want to make sure we have a process that's open, one that's fair, and one that encourages folks to get involved, to be engaged. And so I look forward again to serving as a President Pro Tem, as a leader not only on council, but also as a member of the council who is committed and involved in making sure that there's more transparency and more trust in our city government.
As Angelenos, we enjoy blue skies almost permanently. But the truth is, we should always be prepared for natural disasters. In our feature story this week, the Los Angeles Emergency Management Department shares a list of essentials to keep at home in case of an unforeseen emergency, as well as valuable city resources like the Readier LA Neighborhood Program.
Today may be a great blue sky day, but out of the 15 disasters outlined by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, Los Angeles faces all but 3 of them. You can say that we should be prepared for just about anything. So if you can prepare for one, you can prepare for most of them.
In the case of most natural disasters, we don't have a lot of warning. Sometimes with earthquakes, if they start somewhere else, we get a little bit of warning, and rainstorms we know are coming, but others can happen at any moment for any number of reasons, and they could happen at the same time. Earthquakes could lead to tsunamis on our coastal areas. And during a disaster, the city of Los Angeles will marshal all the resources it has available to deal with disasters. But they're not going to be able to get to everyone at every time, and there are going to be periods of time when you and your neighbors might have to fend for yourself. And that's why we ask you to be prepared and have essential elements available.
We would suggest that you have about a week's worth of water and food, medication, first aid kit, and also make sure that your important documents are in a safe place, maybe uploaded to the cloud or emailed to a friend out of state that you can trust with these documents.
And try as much as possible to keep those within reach, and you know where they are so that you can take them with you in case you are asked to evacuate by fire or other public officials.
We would also suggest that you keep about $100 per person in small bills. The reason being is when the power goes out and you want to go try to buy a gallon of milk, but all you have is a $20 bill, guess how much that gallon of milk is going to cost? It's going to cost you $20 because the power is out and the person can't get into the till to give you change. check out the City of LA's Ready Your LA Neighborhood, or RYLAN, program. It's a simple step-by-step that'll help you get organized and be prepared, and then practice. Because disasters can overwhelm the capacity of 911 and emergency services, which is why we're asking you to get prepared. But to be prepared, you have to practice what you're going to do, your evacuation routes, how you're going to meet up with your loved ones. Be prepared.
In addition to the Ready Your LA Neighborhood program, which helps you learn who your neighbors are and what their needs might be, make sure you're signed up for the city's Notify LA alert system. You may also want to sign up for Shake Alert, which gives you some advance notice. You can enroll in free preparedness training through a number of different organizations. In your neighborhood, it might be the Community Emergency Response Team. It might be your local neighborhood council, which you can identify through Empower LA.
So for a comprehensive list of things that you'll need at home, while you're commuting, and at work, I'd ask you to visit readyla.org, and you will find lists not only for these places, but also for your pets and for folks who might have disabilities.
Visit the Barrier Breakers exhibit at the Central Library. Participate in the Ken Malloy Red Dress 5K Walk Run, or join the interactive drum circle led by Roberto Conga Kid Gutierrez. All this up next on Things to Do.
Honor the strong-willed athletes who refused to accept the notion they were unfit to share in the joys of our national pastime. Barrier Breakers, From Jackie to Pumpsie, highlights obstacles of black players and how they overcame the challenges of prejudice and social injustice in Major League Baseball. See the exhibit that tells the story brought to us by the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City, Missouri. Barrier Breakers is on display at the LA Central Library in the Getty Gallery through February 19th. For more information, log on to lapl.org/events. Join the fun and get moving at the Ken Malloy Red Dress 5K Walk Run. Enjoy a day outside and get educational information and find peer support. You don't have to run or walk to learn all about heart health and the benefits of regular physical activity. There will be food booths, activities, entertainment, and speakers, including the sounds of the Soto Band. The Ken Malloy Red Dress 5K Walk Run takes place along the beautiful Machado Lake. The race starts at 9 a.m. Saturday, February 4th at the Ken Malloy Harbor Regional Park in Harbor City. Connect with your inner drumming spirit with an interactive drum circle. The Spirit of the Drum, featuring Roberto Conga Kid Gutierrez, will take you from West Africa to Cuba and all points in between. Exotic drums from the djembe to the conga will be featured, along with a variety of other interesting percussion instruments. You'll learn basic patterns to complement your drumming team and share in the spirit of the groove. The program will be held outside at the Edendale Branch Library Thursday, February 2nd at 3:30 p.m. For more information on the Spirit of the Drum, you can log on to lapl.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.